Hi guys, I know it's been a while. I think it's been about 5-6 weeks since my last video. Really sorry. Um, I've just not had a lot of time. As some of you know, I work in a school. I'm a school teacher, and going back in September, I've really struggled to carry on making videos for you all as well as cope with my workload. As the school year goes on, my workload gets a bit more manageable, or maybe I just get more used to it. I'm not quite sure which. It's the same every year anyway. This is pretty normal for me. So it's been about 5-6 weeks since my last video. My last video was the Baxter building. That's completed. That's in the city, as you've seen. I'll be honest, I haven't built any Lego. There's a couple of reasons for that. Instead of building Lego, I have been sorting Lego. I've also got some new equipment. I don't mean in the ways of cameras and things. I'm still an absolute novice when it comes to making these videos. I mean in the sense that I brought a 3D printer. And I brought 2 new Alex IKEA units, so I've been equipping those to hold my Lego parts and sorting, and finally getting a system that I'm happy that will be sustainable, that will be ready for the future, in a sense of, rather than what I've done historically was I might have done a colour sort, or I might have done a type sort, and I've got some really nice acrylic units that are in a cabinet. That's great, but it's limited once that cabinet's full, which it now is, and that's it. And then I've got 3 acrim, or whatever they're called. They're like screw tidiers, is what I call them, with parts in. So I've got parts in those and so on. But now to finally get these 2 Alex units I've purchased and a 3D printer, I've been able to expand my part sort into a level that I can't even imagine. Now at the moment I've only been doing a part type sort, I've not been doing a colour sort, and there's a good reason for that, because even with the 2 new Alex units, my previous setups and everything else, I just wouldn't have room for a colour sort. I've also purchased quite a few bulk job lots of other people's parts and been sorting through those, so that's what's kept me mainly busy. Anyway, I'm going to take you through and show you the Alex unit, show you what I've been doing, show you what I've been working on, and I'm not going to bother making you a Lego sorting video like a lot of YouTubers do, because I'll be honest, I can't imagine why anyone would want to sit here and watch me sort Lego. Okay, I am going to show you how I sort my Lego, so if you're going on a big sort, or you're about to start a sort, or you're thinking about a sort, you've got an idea of what I'm doing, and you can learn from my mistakes then. And believe me, there's been a lot of them. Also in the UK here, it's just been Insiders Weekend and Black Friday. I have quite a backlog of Lego to build. I've got the Goonies, I've got Gizmo, I've got a couple of city sets for the actual city. Obviously January the 1st is when Lego always drop a new modular, so that'll straight away, we all know I'm going to buy it. Why deny it? I still haven't finished the construction site. I know that's been on my list for a long time. I still haven't ordered the extra parts for it, and the reason is because I've been going, I don't want to order anything at the moment while I'm still sorting. Maybe the parts are there in my sort and it'll save me money in the long run. That's a great idea, but it's beginning to think where I'm just going to bite the bullet and order some parts on that one and get it ready and get it built for you guys so you can see it. Yeah, and that's a Bricklink Designer program set from a few years ago, so you should have an idea of what that is. And then I'm going to start thinking about my next mock, and I think my next mock is going to be a school. I found a brickable that I love, but it's huge. It's like 5,000 pieces at least. It might even be 7,000, I can't remember. And yeah, so many parts. I think it's like 2.5 base plates, maybe 3. So just I need to I honestly don't think that'll be done anytime soon. I think that'll be an ongoing project for next year. I think that's going to be next year's project. The only other thing I think I'm going to be doing next year is maybe looking at monorail, city-wise. Because I am actually reaching a point where I don't have much space left in my city. A couple of weeks ago, I think you remember, I took all my road plates and took my pavements out, because actually if I took my pavements out, it meant I ended up with an extra base plate, which meant I ended up with 4 or 5 extra base plates, which meant 3 or 4 extra modulars. You know, pavements or modulars, it was a bit of a no-brainer. Anyway, I'm waffling and I'm going off the point of what today's video was, so I'm going to get back on it, and here's what we've been doing with Alex units and a 3D printer. So I just bought a basic Bamboo Lab A1 Mini. In the Black Friday sale, you find these were heavily reduced. I can't recommend them enough. And there's my Lego Insiders. Guess what I went with? Old Lion Knights, yeah. Quite a haul. I'll be doing a big haul video in January. This is the plan. Me and Mrs. Bricks and Pieces, we've agreed that we're not going to build anything until January, because we haven't got the display space, and with family coming over Christmas, we need what we've got. Anyway, 3D printers going into life. But that's not what we're here to look at. Anyway, what we're here to look at is these beautiful, delightful things. And these are my drawers. Okay, so here we have tile. Some of this is sorted by colour, the most common. Obviously, the grey and stuff is sorted by colour. That's the grey, by the way. Sorry about the really bad lighting. Hold on. See if I can do something about that. Yeah. Basically, I turn the light on. Yeah, so here's a lot of tile. That's been really useful to have a better sort on tile than what I had previously. We've got some modified snot, more snot, different sorts of snot. Brick with 2 holes. I don't even know what that brick's called, but it's the one with the lining. If you know, say in the comments, please. There you go. Get more snot. And yeah, it just makes life so much easier. And it does go to the back. I have been looking at extending these drawers so they fully open. It's the downside of Alex units. Anyone that knows will know this. This is sort of irregular plate. So all your curved plates, your angle plates, your corner plates. There's a bit of straight plate in there, but not an awful lot. And then we move on to brick and a bit of regular plate. Okay, so just having it like this just makes life so much easier. And yeah, then just good old plate, brick. I mean, 2x4s, 2x3s, 2x2s, 1x4 plate, so on, 1x2s, panels, curves. Yeah, and it just goes on and so on. This one I'm still working on. I've got my windows and my doors going in there. 1x, clips, plate, and so on and so forth. Still working on that one. It's coming along. And that's the first Alex unit. Right, let's take you to the other one. And then the other one's a bigger Alex unit than the first one. Please excuse a bit of my 3D printing mess. The only downside to 3D printing is that it's addictive and then you make more mess. Okay, in the top of this Alex drawer you've got like all my slopes and then miscellaneous sort of bits. You know, I've got headlamps, I've got 1x brick, snot, all sorts of hinges and stuff. Again, none of it's colour sorted at the moment. The reason is I just don't need it yet. And yeah, still working on this one as well. You've got I'm finally, right, this is something to celebrate. I finally started doing a bit of Technic sorting. anyone that knows me well, know that my Technic sort basically consisted of a bag prior to this. I just had a bag with Technic in. I'm not a Technic builder in any sense. I don't enjoy building Technic. I'm like a lot of people my age probably build a lot of the Technic cars. I'm not into cars. Cars do not interest me in the slightest. So I'm afraid all of that is a no-go. One by jumpers, useful to have those. And then we've got some like the regular pieces. I'm not even sure what you want to call those. They're like tile corner bits and things like that. And just to have that level of sort at the moment, corner bricks. Yeah, and sometimes I've had to move something from one drawer to another because it's got, you know, say that size pot's got full, then gone into that's got full, like that one, like Missilic. Those are going to have to move soon into a larger pot because I know I've got loads more and they're not going to stay in that size pot. Okay, this is probably my personal favourite. This is tree building equipment. This is not all I own. I'd just like to point it out there. Like, I have a small army of those in that colour. I have more of these in that colour, more of those in that colour, more of those in that colour. I also have some of the other leaves that have been on the wall recently. The salmon pink, the olive green. I think I've got some olive green in here. Yeah, I have in a little pot. You know, I've got I could probably fill half a drawer with those couple of lines because they've been on pad walls lately. But this has helped me focus because anyone that knows me as well knows I have a thing for building foliage in my city. So this has made me realise I don't actually have a lot of white. And I've never brought any of the large limb white. Why? I don't know. They've been on the pad wall for years. So next time I see those on the pad wall, I shall buy a box. And also, like the small limb, I could add to those. I'm not too fussed about those because I don't think I'll ever use them. And I did recently place a Lego order for the bricks and pieces parts that were reduced that they're clearing out. When that arrives, I'll give you an idea. And this drawer I'm still building. As you can see, I've got some clips in here. I'm working my way through. And yeah, it's coming together. Jumpers. These were off a pad wall. Those were off a pad wall. Those were off a pad wall. And these are now going into these drawers. And yeah, so I've still got a lot of sorting to do and a lot of space. And then, you know, we've got some bigger bricks down here. These aren't the same style boxes as the previous ones. So this one uses a system called Gridfinity, which basically you print the base grid, and all these boxes have this in the bottom, and then they sit in their grid, and therefore they won't move. And you can print all the different size boxes and they all have the grid, you can see, on them. Okay, and that enables you to swap them out, chop them, change them, but also it means they don't move. So that's been really cool and really handy. I'm still working on this one. We're not finished. And I do think I'm probably going to buy another one. And these will end up upstairs when I feel I'm finished with them into the Lego City. So mainly that's what I've been doing while you haven't seen me for the last month or so. I've been working on that. Mrs. Bricks and Pieces is finally putting the new Harry Potter Lego castle together. So she's got the Great Hall, the main tower, the boat, the owlery. Yeah, that's slowly coming together. I do know that she's also got the flying lesson for Christmas. Very dusty. I'll have to mention that to her. But yes, so for Christmas she'll be putting that together. And we're slowly building what they're saying is going to be the largest Hogwarts ever. I need to clear the space over here on the bottom shelf, because that's where Lion Knight's castle is going to live. Also in March time, I should receive a Bricklink Designer Program set that will use up those Beastmasters, so they'll finally have their own castle. But yeah, as always, we're struggling for space. We're not sure what we're going to do, how we're going to go from here. Yeah, the city, I haven't done any work on the city, not going to lie, mainly because I've been working on Lego sorting. So that's where I've been at, guys. I'm sorry it's been so long since you've had an update, but yeah, I have been busy, but it's been on Lego sorting rather than building. I can tell you in January we'll have loads of stuff for you, so watch this space. Alright, I'll see you soon. Anyway, do me a favour, hit the like button, subscribe. Costs you nothing, but it means masses to me, okay? And yeah, if you can, comment as well if you know what that part was called, that brick part I asked you about. And just in general, if you've gone down the Alex route and you've started doing Lego sorting in a different way, drop a comment, let's have a conversation about it. Alright, take care, see you soon, bye.